on. Here it
A
comes.
monumentous day.
I think it's recording.
Yep, I see the little record emoji. I guess not emoji. Little button in the corner. So yeah, we're live.
Well, live. Howdy doody.
I'll take a coffee drink with you.
Welcome to the Claire and Tom Show.
The best part of your week.
Fully rehearsed webinars.
Unhinged, uncensored.
So what are we talking about today?
See, today we are talking about, actually, I think this will be of lots of interest to all instructors. So A, marketing, B, drumming up your revenue. So questions I get all the time and some things we want to point out that are on the website, on our instructor dashboard, but also some little tips and tricks from me and from you, I think will be helpful for everyone.
Yeah, so very selfishly, I'm an instructor too, so I have an interest too in drumming up revenue, drumming up enrollments. And there's a few proven ways that we know they work well because we see it with hundreds of instructors and we know what works and what doesn't work. So let me just go to my instructor dashboard. I guess everybody watching this will be familiar with this page, right?
Yeah, important page.
And I think the first thing to cover is how do you actually generate revenue? Right? I think we get that a lot where people send emails and says, "Oh, I had 10 enrollments last month, but I didn't make any money." Right?
Yeah, I get that question all the time. Why do I have 15 enrollments but $0? And then they send a lot of exclamation points. So yeah, this is a very common question.
So enrollments, we don't pay for enrollments. Revenue is generated by usage, and usage being views of your lessons. Right? So the more people, what we do is at the end of the month, we count all the lessons that were viewed, right? And we know we had 100,000 views, and then if your course had 10,000, that means your revenue share will be 10%, right?
Yeah.
So we don't look at enrollments at all. It's purely based on usage. And that also explains, like if you look at my chart, sometimes I have a lot of revenue generated and then it drops like crazy. Like, well, I didn't do anything during those 2 months. So why would it spike like this? Could be because maybe a corporate client started and they liked one of my courses and they had a bunch of people enroll and take it that month, and then it dropped off because they already took it. So the usage spiked and then it fell off. So that explains why you see, tops and valleys like this.
And I think it's good to note too, because I know I've gotten some confusion from people saying, well, why would someone ever enroll and not view it? That doesn't make sense. I think a lot of students, maybe especially corporate students too, they'll go through and say like, oh, this looks good, or that might be a topic I'd be interested in, and kind of put it in their cart as almost a to-do list in a way. So, or enroll, so they'll have it with the intention, good intentions, but it doesn't always mean that they'll actually take it.
Exactly. Yeah. So a lot of people mistake this for a wish list, right? They just enroll in a bunch of courses where they really should have put it on a wish list. Also, what I think we see sometimes is people enroll with the express intent to say, you know what, that one lesson that shows me how to create a purchase order, that's the one I want. I want to look at this. The rest I don't care about, but I want to learn how to create a PO.
Yeah. So
that explains it. Theoretically, also, you could have people take a lesson and they were like, yeah, that's not the course I wanted. Right? So there's no way for them to unenroll. So they just have
that's
it
a good
now,
point.
right? I don't ever think that we have people that take a lesson and says, ooh, this is not good, right? All our reviews are 4 and 5 stars. If we ever get a review that's below 4 stars, we always reach out. We always want to know why did you give it 3 or 2 stars, right? But that happens very rarely. But yeah, so the best way to drum up revenue, what we know, based on hundreds of instructors and hundreds of courses, one very obvious one is to create coupons.
Yeah.
Right? Coupons they just work, right? And if you have never done that yourself, it's right here in the menu on the left where you click on coupons,
That's super
and then
easy.
you can create your own coupon for your courses. The coupon value can go up to 100%, meaning the course would actually be free, right? You can limit it for a certain time period. That has been an effective strategy for some people where they create a 100% coupon, maybe just for the first week or two to get a bunch of people enrolled. And then these people will leave good reviews for your course, right?
Yeah.
And then you have social proof because reviews is what people look at. Right? They want to see other people have taken this course, they like it. And then the coupon expires, and then you can actually start generating real revenue. And it just looks better when your course has reviews and a star rating. Because if you don't have that, then it will always say new course, and nobody wants to be the first, right?
I know, that's always the tough part. Yeah, I think that making your course free, I don't see any downside to that. I think it's a great idea. And like we said, I mean, share it with other instructors, put it in the instructor group and say, hey, my course is free for 2 weeks.
That's actually a
Leave me a
great,
good review.
especially if you want feedback from your fellow instructors. That's a great way to do that, right? Because they're just as professional as everybody else, and if they give you feedback on your course, it's very, very valuable, I think, even more so than random strangers, students. Having the other instructors take a look at it is great.
Yeah, I'm pro coupon, and I know we've said in the past, like it should be a significant amount, like a 10% coupon's not going to push anyone over the edge to take the course.
Yeah, so exactly. When you see a sale somewhere and it says 10% off, does that knock you off your chair?
No.
I know my wife doesn't go. My wife doesn't go shopping without a coupon to begin with. 10% doesn't really all that much,
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's cute. Don't care.
So coupons, obviously, great way to get started with new courses. If you don't have any reviews and this is like your first course and nobody knows you, right? 100% coupon is great. And then later on, 20% off, 25, 30, right?
Yeah.
50 for a special event. So the other thing is, and we have that under resources right here, the course marketing guide. Right? We have like a 30-day marketing plan. We have some instructors that think or approach this as, let me do the work. I'm going to create the course. And then when I'm done, then you will do all the marketing for it and we'll take care of fulfillment, right? And which is true, we do, right? We send literally millions of emails. We just counted. How many emails did we send last year? Marketing emails?
I think a bit over 3 million.
3 million emails, right?
So we are busy too.
Yeah. So we constantly market these courses, and I don't know how many social media posts we had. It must be in the bajillion. Right? So we do a lot of marketing, and that's fine. So if some instructors want to do it that way, they absolutely can. Nothing wrong with that. But we found out that the instructors that get involved in their own audience building do 10 times better than the ones that just kick back and wait. All right.
Absolutely.
So as an instructor, you have many, many different ways to build an audience for your course. We listed some here in that 30-day marketing plan. The first one and the most obvious one is reach out to your own network, right? You know people, you have customers and clients and work colleagues and your LinkedIn network, right? Just tell them that, hey, I just created this course and I would love for you to take it, or tell me how you like it, or leave a review, or I can get you a coupon code to sign up. And, that's the most obvious thing and the most effective, I think.
And the easiest.
And the easiest, exactly. Because people already know you and they trust you. So if you tell them, hey, I created this course, I think it's good, but have a look, they'll do that, right? If they like you and they know you. So if you're not on LinkedIn, obviously, go there and create an account and share it there. If you're in Germany, I know Zing is the equivalent of LinkedIn over there. You know, so there's a bunch of these
Cool.
professional platforms where you can share it.
Yeah. And we always say, I mean, it's not just sharing once and saying, hey, check out my course. And you have to be deliberate. It has to be a plan. You've got to kind of post constantly. Because I think a big part of this is just making a brand for yourself, kind of building your audience, having your name be recognizable, you know, answering tips for people on SAP, sharing your course, kind of making your name well known. So we have some instructors who do a really good job of that, and you can see that their engagement on their LinkedIn is awesome. They have just thousands of views on blogs they might share, or courses.
Yep, very true. This is definitely not a, oh, I'll do it once and then I'm good. No, rinse and repeat. You have to do it. Unfortunately, in today's world, you have to do it over and over again because there's so many messages out there. It's easy to, overlook yours, right? That's why you want to keep sharing it.
Yeah.
We talked about social proof already a little bit, but that's something that people really look for. So nobody wants to be the first guy to sign up for a course that nobody else has ever taken. So make sure to get that social proof, get people to review your course, or get other people to share your course on social media, right? Have your friends, ask your friends, hey, can you share this on your network, right? You just multiply the reach so much.
Very true.
We have a pretty active YouTube channel.
Yeah, so I'm always surprised at our number on YouTube, and it grows exponentially.
Yeah, so it's growing really nicely. For most courses, we already put a promo lesson on YouTube for you, right? So sometimes there's a little bit of a lag because it takes us some time to upload because we have so many courses. But on top of that, if you have a YouTube account or channel already, by all means, create a 1-minute clip to pitch your course and put a link in the description. People will find that. It's crazy. I think we looked at our YouTube account and there were like 24 million minutes watched on all these freebie lessons that we have out there. It's crazy. So
yeah. And those little freebie lessons that show, even especially like the SAP essential skills, even if it's like a 2-minute tip or trick, something free out there that will promote your course, and we get a lot of traffic. So it would be relatively painless and would lead a lot of people to the course.
Here, you're the queen of our blog.
Blog queen.
Yeah.
I love blogs. I know, I think instructors are sick of me. And they're like, what should I do? I'm like, write a blog. It's my answer to everything. I think blogs are great. I mean, I'll put it up for instructors. So you just have to send it over. I'll edit it beforehand. And then I always will link their courses. So in as many spaces as I can with keywords that will be reflective of their course, I'll put that in there. So we have a few instructors who will send me blogs, and then I see them post as well on LinkedIn, and they'll send me screenshots of how many views it gets. And so I love seeing that. So I'm not just saying this out of nowhere with no context. The instructors who do post blogs and then post it on their LinkedIn get a ton of feedback. So we also post blogs as well on social media. So it's just a nice way to link to a course. And it's a very, I think, effective way to give a little teaser, kind of like, here's like your course on installing the SAP GUI. You have that great blog and it kind of leads you through, but it doesn't expose everything. So you still leave some wanting, and then people go over to the course. So it doesn't have to be crazy comprehensive or crazy long. It just has to kind of give enough info to keep people interested and then lead them to the course.
Such a no-brainer, right? If you have a course, then just take one little sliver of that course, like one tip, or solve one little problem in your blog, and then just say, hey, if you like that, I got 10 other tips in this course, and you can take it right here. I'm looking for 600 to 800 words, some 1,000 words. I mean, 600 words is what, a page, basically.
Yeah.
Right? 500-600 words. So it doesn't have to be a big production at all. Throw in some couple of screenshots. You got a nice looking blog. You can put that together in an hour. All right.
Yeah, screenshots do well too. Yeah, an SAP system and that does really well. But yeah, you're right. I think the word blog freaks people out.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, an hour, right? That's all it
Yeah.
takes. And then once we have that blog, again, that brings in more traffic. People find us. Plus, it gives us something to share in our newsletters. Right? So we send out newsletters. Say, hey, have you seen our last 3 blogs? So help us.
Very
Help
true.
you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I will help anyone who wants to do that. So send me an email, write your blog.
What about webinars?
So we started doing more last year. We did Q&As. I think people responded really well to them.
Webinar is such a been there, done that word, right? It's
true.
Think bigger, right? Or think outside the box, like Q&A sessions. Right? That sounds much better, much more interesting than a webinar.
Yeah. Yeah, Q&A. Even we know how much I love Loom, and I always send the instructors a Loom. Like, even if you're an instructor, do a Loom video, share your screen, offer some SAP tips for free, put that up on YouTube. Like, there's so many ways that can be really easy. You don't have to set up lighting in a production and have it be a whole ordeal. Right? Just something easy peasy where you're offering the knowledge you already have.
That's one good thing that came out of this whole COVID thing. That maybe in the past you had to have the lights and it has to look perfect, and now people are like, oh, man, I got clothes on. That's where the bar is.
So true. My dog's not jumping through the background. It's a win.
All right. This last one, or second to last one, create a Facebook page. I'm not a big Facebook guy, so I don't know much about it, but I know other people are into it, right?
Yeah, I think it's part of just creating a brand for yourself, whatever that is. Some instructors have their own websites as well that look really good. I mean, I know that's a bit more elaborate, but yeah, just getting social proof, creating a name for yourself. And we always say that's hard to do with one course. I mean, this might be, everyone's got their own motivation. You might just want to create one course and this is just for fun and it was a project, and that's totally fine. But for instructors who are really looking to, drum up their revenue, get a big audience, you've got to have like 5, 6 more courses than just 1 or 2. So here's my plug as well to create more courses. They could be short courses. They can, Leslie always says, and I'll actually send this in an email to everyone separately as well, but it doesn't have to be an elaborate course, an overview of every aspect of an SAP module. You can focus in on one expert tip, something really niche, solving in a small problem that you've maybe experienced, and make a 30-minute course. Get 5 30-minute courses out there with expert tips. So I think that's something that instructors haven't focused on so much because they get caught up in, hour-long courses, 3-hour-long courses, very elaborate. I'm pro short and sweet.
I think so too. Yeah. And we see the trend going there. Also, not just the course should be short, but the lessons should be really short too.
Yes.
Sometimes we have people, they create a 20-minute lesson. We're like, no. Create 5 lessons, 4 minutes each. Much better. Plus,
much better.
If you think about how we pay instructors, it's by lesson view, by usage. So the more lessons you have, the better for you, of course.
Yeah.
Right? But they're much easier to create these 4-minute lessons, and they're easier for students to take. Right? A 20-minute lesson is a commitment. 4-minute lesson I can do between these 2 calls that I have going on. Right?
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I don't think instructors see the correlation between the instructor views and payout. So hopefully this will help alleviate that confusion. And so there's literally no downside to creating short lessons.
Exactly. Yep. You just mentioned one thing. Maybe we should cover that too. When people create courses, one of the first questions you get is, what course should I create?
Claire, what course? Yeah. But what do you mean I can create any course? I don't get it. What should I create?
Right. What's in hot demand right now?
Yeah. Yep.
The obvious answer is create what you're good at, create what you know.
Teach what you
Right?
know. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm an asset accounting guy. If you tell me, well, SAP HR is really hard, you should create an HR course. I'm like, well, I don't know anything about HR. That's not how it works, right? Create what you're good at, create what you know. And if you haven't looked at these under reporting here, we have these market intelligence reports. These are really, really good. I love looking at these, and I do every month, actually. We have this community insight report that shows you basically what have all the students been doing recently, right? You can display it by all time or last 3 months. And it shows you where are people enrolling. So for example, logistics and financials, most people
Wow.
enroll in these two areas, followed by basic skills, solution overview, Fiori, right? So that's not to say that like if you're a BI guy and say, well, I want to create BI courses, that's not to discourage you to create BI courses because there's a demand for BI. We just don't have many of them, which is actually pretty good if you're a BI guy because your courses will be, one of the few that we have. But it just gives you an overview of where people are enrolling in. This right side here shows you where we released courses over the last 3 months in what area. So for example, recently we've done a lot of personal development courses. Driven by COVID, basically, a lot of people wanted to see how do I work from home? How do I keep my personal life and my work life separate? And those kinds of courses. If you keep scrolling down, it also shows you where people are enrolling in by course level, intermediate, beginner, advanced.
That's really interesting.
Right? And the course length. Although course length, I would put a little asterisk next to it. The simulation courses that we have created tend to be pretty long. They're all 6, 7, 8 hours, right? So that's what you see here. Those are not many instructor courses. We have instructor courses that are pretty long, but if you're an instructor watching this, this is your sweet spot right here. 1, 2, 3 hours. You're better off creating 2 2-hour courses than 1 4-hour course. Right?
Yep, definitely. And this is, I'm afraid, and that's why I'm glad we're doing this as well, that instructors don't necessarily know that these reports are here. So, whenever we get a question over and over again, we try to then put that onto our instructor dashboard. So if you have a question, we try to create a resource or a tool to answer that question. And so this is wonderful. I think it's a good place for instructors to look every month, like you said, check in on it. And I think, like I said, I don't know any more than the report knows, so I'm not hiding any information. This is all I know as well. So I think
you're gonna have the secret stash under the counter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the website is smarter than me.
In fact, that's the other thing. So the community insight report is cool, but the search log report that's way better because you and I can sit here all day and talk and tell people you should do this and that. The search log report tells you exactly what are other people searching for on our website. I don't care what Tom and Claire say.
Really cool.
What people actually look for, right? January, so month isn't complete, but so here we see what people have searched for this month, right? You see, this is one of our beginners courses, but EWM, extended warehouse management. It's something that people look for, or Fiori, ABAP, FICO courses. This is what people want, right? So I would always pay attention to this, especially if you're an SAP professional, you look at this and you're like, well, wait, I know Ariba. I can create a course on that, right?
Yeah.
It just makes sense to do that.
Go for it.
Exactly. This is zero search results is interesting too. And then here is the entire search log of all time, all right? And the number one courses people look for, Fiori, HANA, purchasing, asset, so.
Yeah, it's the same everywhere. It's very consistent.
Yeah, it's very consistent. It's very telling, right? Because this is not my opinion or your opinion. This is what people look for. That's why it is so valuable.
Very true. I see boot camp up there a lot. I know we had touched on that a bit earlier too. If you have a comprehensive course, it seems like boot camp, something that people associate with, like a essential, all hands on kind of course. So if you have something like that, maybe throw boot camp behind it.
We have one of our great instructors, Rob Leatham. He created a series of boot camp courses, and I think it has done very well for him. Seems
so
like
smart.
you just put boot camp at the end of your courses, that doubles sales already, right? People like that. They're looking for something intense and short. So I think those were, this one is also interesting. This is our hot topics list. We update this every 3 months or so, I think, right? If we're looking for a very specific topic, that's where we put it. And then you, of course, announce it in your instructor email too.
So if we get requests from corporate clients or students, and it tends to be something that is getting asked for over and over again, we'll make a note of that. Like EWM, like you said, I've been looking for EWM courses for 2 years. We finally have some, and we're getting the ball rolling on that. But that is the consistent ask from students.
And then I wrote one other thing down. So obviously, creating one course is great, but if you have 4 courses and they all like link back to each other, or they're connected, or you have the basic version of this course and an advanced version of the same course, that just really multiplies your revenue, right? So we do have instructors, they only have 1 course and they make good money, but we have a lot more instructors that have 5, 6, 7, 8 courses, and they make a lot more money. Not just because they have more courses, but also because each course kind of, makes sense, and you just multiply the effect, right? And then plus people start liking you as an instructor, right? We have lots of instructors that cover the same topic, and, one person might like that instructor and his style of teaching, and the other person might like that instructor. So like you said, you're building this brand, people start liking you, so they want to see your next course.
Oh, it's so true. That's when we were doing our live courses, after the courses Nicole was teaching or Dorian was our ABAP ones, I would get emails from people after saying, I loved their teaching style. Can you please send me their specific courses? And for both of them, they're both very successful instructors, but they definitely get a lot of positive feedback of students going to them. Of course, they want to learn their topic, but it's even more so that they like them as an instructor and they become well known. So I think that's very important for, like, if someone sees a new course from Nicole or Dorian, they'll probably take that one over.
Just because, right? It's
just because it's them.
Makes sense. And then last but not least, I wrote down, not so much generating revenue directly, but you want to be a good community member. So always make sure you look at your Q&A sections here. When people ask questions, if they're unanswered, you should, it's part of good housekeeping. Right? You as an instructor should answer these questions for your courses. Sometimes other students answer them already, but you should chime in. Part of brand building, makes the students feel good about taking courses with you. Right?
Very true. It all goes in part with share your knowledge wherever you can in a free or accessible way. And then of course that's going to lead to students trusting you and going to take your course. So I would say, check in on the Q&As. When you're going to check your enrollments, your revenue, just pop right in and check your Q&As.
Exactly. Cool.
And we've seen this year with COVID, hopefully, we won't have to focus on that in the future. This will become outdated quite quickly, but for right now, as we're still dealing with the pandemic, our usage is up. So everyone's at home, everyone's taking e-learning courses. If you have extra time, we've seen the instructor pool get bigger. I'd say use this time, create more content.
That's a good point. If anybody was ever on the fence about online training, those days are over, right? The COVID forced their hand, so everybody now is training online. Our usage just from like March through June, I think, was up by 300%. That's usage, right? That's crazy. So it's here to stay. Now is the time to create courses and content.
Yeah.
All right, Coffee, man.
All right. Well, thank you for always imparting your knowledge.
Thanks for doing the
CEO
show. I hope
knowledge.
people enjoy it as much as we do.
We just watch it back over ourselves. At least two people enjoy it.
All righty. Well,
Cool.
guess we're done. Thanks,
Thank
Claire.
you mucho.
Ciao.
Bye.